All right, Shalom. Hey, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. The double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the Sasakyam that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. All right, and shalom to you sincere sisters as well. Back at it again. Back at it again. Lord willing, this is a quick and edifying lesson. But I was listening to a lesson. Jesus. It's like you. I was listening to this lesson Elder Apostle Tahar did, dealing with you're not a prophet if you're not prophesying. And towards the end of the lesson, about the 45-minute mark, he kept reiterating in the lesson as well. But at that part, at that mark, he made a point to say that you might have to cut off some people. Your uncle, this person, that person is more than likely not going to make it. Hey, shalom to you. And I was taught, we do our classes over the weekends, and I kind of posed that as a question of brothers here, and then I was like, that's a spirit. I said, really, if you ain't really cut nobody off in your walk, are you really 10 toes down for this truth? And hearing Apostle Tahar say it made me realize, like, no, that's real. There are going to be a lot of people that you're going to run into, specifically in your family. Let's be clear. That is going to, 144, I'll praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's going to be offensive to you. That's going to be contrary to your approach to life. And, it's on you to make that decision. Sometimes you let people be, it's like, whatever. But then sometimes, man, you gotta hey, man, I'm not dealing with this person, man. That's why the Lord put that there in Luke, the 14th chapter. He that loveth mother, father, brother, sister, wife, yea, even his own, children, yea, even his own life is not fit to be a disciple of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And this is not giving you that an excuse to be on that Edomite devil, hey, fuck you, mom and dad energy. Like, nobody's saying all that. But if your parents ain't right, man, you gotta push them to the side. You gotta let them be. In most cases, the most honorable thing you could do is leave them the fuck alone. You see? Hey, that's what I say, man. Hey, brothers and sisters that listen to my videos, I stand on this, man. Sometimes you gotta be willing. You gotta let people go, man. Your peace is more important. Your peace of mind is more important than maintaining a bullshit ass vain relationship with what you consider your family, your so-called family. All right? At the end of the day, you don't have any jurisdiction in the spirit over your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, and so on and so forth, getting salvation. The focus should be on your own household. It should be on as a man, it should be on your wife and your children. If you're a woman in this faith, your concentration should be on your husband and your children, because y'all are one. All right? And that's a beautiful, I'm driving, but that's a beautiful, Matthew the 12th chapter. Who is my mother and father, and who except he who doeth the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Is your mother and father, brother and sister, and all these different individuals in your family or people that are they doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in righteousness? A lot of them are doing the will of the Lord, but it's in wickedness. That's why I said, as a person who's been through these situations, at almost every checkbox, hey man, sometimes the reason why you find yourself in confrontation or contentious spaces with certain people It's because the Lord is trying to get your blockhead ass to see that, man. I don't want you around this motherfucker, man. I don't want you around your mother. You might love your mother, but the Lord might not want you around her. You might love your father, but the Lord don't want you around him. Lord made Abraham, our forefather Abraham, get away from his father. You understand? That's what you really get when you get into the genealogies of our forefathers. There was a lot of things that the Lord made them go through to make a point that, hey, don't get it twisted, man. The blessing don't always go to the firstborn. Esau is an example. Was Esau not the firstborn? All right, then. So the Lord didn't go for that. The scriptures say honor thy mother and father, but the Lord told Abraham to get the hell away from his father. Is you really down? If you ain't really, I'll stand on the side of that. I'll be like, nah, I don't know, man. How you gonna say you stand for something, but you kind of give a pass to every fucking body because you just Mr. Friendly. That's your mama, that's your daddy, that's your brother or your sister. Or you like the mother of your children, but she's a fucking demon. And the scriptures say if you're roughly paraphrasing, but if your left hand offends you, it's better to cut it off. You're going to be offended. You think, like, if you're a young brother specifically and sister, and you think that just because you believe this, that everybody around you is just, that's the ignorance and that's the immaturity of your mind trying to make peace in a situation where there should be no peace. Did not the Lord say, think not that I come to send peace? That's another scripture. For I shall set variance, a man against his a father against his son, a mother against her daughter-in-law, etc., etc., etc. Variance is, when you think about variance, think about Street Fighter in these games. They got Ryu versus Kinyu. That's what the Lord is setting up. Dads versus sons, sons versus dads, mothers against daughters, mothers against daughter-in-laws. Your family ain't with you. Your family hates you, really, but you just don't want to accept that because it's like, damn, why my family against me? Because the Lord set it up to be that way. Hey, listen, but hey, some brothers, and I'm going to say this, because in the truth, there's certain siblings that are in the truth, certain brothers that are in the truth. Certain brothers' mothers believe, certain brothers' fathers believe and are around the brothers. So, but that is such a far and few, man. That is such a far and few. I'm gonna hit you with this. I tried this years ago. I was on a trip, and every city we went to in Florida, we went to Orlando, and then we went to Port St. Lucie, not too far from West Palm. And them brothers, they pulled up on me. And it was beautiful to be with them brothers, but them brothers, they was around my father. And you think it was, oh man, these men, they look at your son like, an honorable man. I should, no. He was trying to be contentious with them like he was with me. And I'm like, hey, but you know what? Things like that got to happen in the spirit because, hey, the Lord be marking people. See, let me put this bitterness out there for you. You might love your mother, and the Lord might hate that bitch. You might love your father, and the Lord might hate that nigga. And that goes to every category. That's why you got to just be okay with the will of the Lord. If the Lord removes somebody from your life, that's the Lord actually giving you an alley-oop and protecting you. But a lot of times people get offended, like, no, man, you're going to change your ways to be accepted by this man or this woman because you afraid to do the cutting off, man. Hey, man, Ezekiel, the 2nd and 3rd chapters, the Lord said he would make our head as hard-headed as their heads. Why the fuck, you think your head harder than mine? Inside joke. Like, these niggas is not more hard-headed than me. I promise you that. Giving all the glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. None of you niggas out here are more hard-headed with your fucked up belief as I am hard-headed towards my belief towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Believe that. And all of you men and women that believe should be as in such, especially in these times. A lot of your family, most of your family's gonna take the chip, man. Most of your family's gonna try to sell you out. But you'll be thinking that, oh, nah, not my dad. Not my dad. Not my mom. Nah, not my brother. Me and my brother, we cool. Not my sister. Hell, not my wife. What are you talking about? Okay. Keep being that simple. Straight up. Keep being simple and find out the hard way. I had to find out the hard way in certain regards too. But keep playing and think you're not going to find out. You're going to find out. Lord got it where your family's cold towards you to protect your punk ass. Your scary asses. And I'm talking to myself first because sometimes it is a touchy subject matter. Your uncles don't give a fuck about you. Your aunts don't give a fuck about you. And that's not me. That's what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, think not that I come to send peace, but a sword. Go read that. The Lord said that he shall have Egyptians rise up against Egyptians. Brothers against brothers. You think that's only talking about Edomites? No, that's talking about you and your Egyptian ass brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers. Them niggas is Egyptians. Them niggas is the Babylonians. Them niggas can't wait to take the chip. But you going hard for them. That's why the scriptures say, pray not for these people, for I shall not hear them. Stop asking brothers to pray for your family too. Some family members, hey, cool. Hey, brothers, my mother is having some surgery. You mind putting up some prayers? It's one thing. But a lot of times, y'all brothers, y'all want us to always hold your family members in near and dear. Don't you know we cursing them out? Don't you get it? What you think when a brother putting up his curses? You think his curses is being, and don't curse the mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters of my brothers. Yeah, man, listen, man, them curses fall on whoever they fall upon. Now, when you send up your curses, you know the scriptures say, curse not thy mother and father. So you don't put curses up on your mother and father. You don't be like, hey, how about Shem Yahushua Shalak Rayam, my dad? No, that's wicked. But what you think is when I put my curses on, you think my curses is not, if your parents is not, is their parents ain't right, where you think them curses is going? We're prophesying against this whole thing. See, this truth is deadly serious. This truth is not a game like Apostle Tahar was saying in that lesson. This shit is serious. This is serious business. Betrayal is serious. Nobody laughs at betrayal. You ain't never felt somebody talking shit about you behind your back, and then you just find out about it, somebody that you cared about, and now you chuckling. And oh, it's all good. Now you Cameron and Mace like he talking. He want to do me dirty. That's not how that works. It's nothing more offensive than such an act. But a lot of you, unfortunately, even with these lessons, a lot of you still gotta feel that pain, man. A lot of you gonna have to be lined up by your family for you to realize what the Lord is doing. These ain't your family. Your family is, as the scriptures that that is in the comments, is them that do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You men and you women that put comments in these videos or in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and I hit you with this. Even if I've never met you, if you in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you more of a brother and sister than my actual flesh brother and sister. We are a family. This is the family reunion that the Lord care about. The Lord don't give a fuck about the Johnson family reunion. But a lot of you put this on the back burner. You put the brethren on the back burner. Nah. You rather go be around your nigga family. You rather go be around your nigga friends. And that's why the Lord going to really start Xing a lot of y'all out. The scriptures speak about honoring the brotherhood. All right, I got to stop it before I can read this scripture. The water for the scripture. This is Matthew 12:46, and it says, while he was talking to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without and desiring to speak with him. Now, you got to remember that Yahushua had siblings that was in the truth, and he had siblings that didn't believe in the truth. So if Yahushua is not exempt from having non-believers, and he was performing miracles, and he's the son of God, what the hell you think is about to happen with you? You think your hating ass brother or your lame ass cousin or whoever is going to be like, nah, man. Like all of them, you just gonna appear at the family reunion. Everybody going, nah, that's such a son. He a man of the Lord, man. Nah. Y'all proceed. Get that pork out of here, man. Put that out. Shut the fuck up. No, they gonna do everything in their power to disrespect you, to talk shit about you, throw smut on your name. But that's the building up process. You need that too. All right, brethren. Who is my mother? Who is my brother? And my brethren. Right. The Lord understood that. They're like, man, this ain't. And first of all, let's be clear. This ain't our first time on first time on planet Earth, man. This ain't your first go round. A lot of y'all be acting like this your first time, your first father and your first mother and your first wife and your first children. We passing through this. Some sincere souls are going to pass through with us, and a lot going to be left here because they ain't right. If your mother and your father was so right, they had the truth. If your brother and your sister was so right, they had the truth. Stop playing with these concepts. Because all you going to do, and trust me when I say this because I've done this, all you going to do is ignore, and then you're going to find yourself in a predicament, in a situation, and you're going to feel shameful and embarrassed because the Lord is like, hey, I already warned you about your family, simple ass nigga. That's how you going to feel. I'm telling you, I felt in the spirit when it hit me with this subject matter. Like, hey, don't look at me. I've been trying to keep you away from that nigga. Hey, damn. Don't look at me. I've been telling you your mom and your father, your brother and your sister ain't right. Don't be hurt now, nigga. Fuck. The scriptures did say, man, think not that I come to send peace. All these scriptures gonna play in your pineal gland, and you're gonna be like, fuck. But that's the lesson. So, hey, man, listen to the spirit, man. Listen to the spirit. Stop thinking that you different. Stop thinking your relationship with your mother and father is different than everybody else's. All right? So with that, I'm going to close this up. I'm going to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Hey, peace and safety to all you sincere. I give the water for the precepts as always, much appreciated. Seriously, I appreciate all you brothers and sisters that take the time out to tune in and watch these, and I pray that they're edifying, okay? So with that, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Shalom.